What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus deck profile. We're going to go over to Snake Eye today. This is a deck that's going to get a lot of new support with Phantom Nightmare coming out this week. We're also proxying some of the cards. You know, we have the Popular as well as the Princess coming out. Going to help out this deck a lot. I'll be teaching you guys a little bit about the deck as well as mentioning some combos. If you guys want to see the combo videos to this deck, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. If we get this video to 50 likes, I'll make sure to do a combo video this weekend. A sneak peek is coming this weekend as well, so it's really exciting to play. You guys will definitely be needing to see this deck off and on. It's going to be one of the most represented decks alongside Fire King. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's dive in. So we're going to start off with 3 Ash. This is Snake Eye Ash. So this card is the card that lets you search for all your level 1s. It also lets you search for Populace. This one here lets you send itself and another card on your field to summon out a Flame Bird, which is really nice, or a Snake Eye, really cool. Then you have Populace, or Popular, now, all based off of trees. Popular, when it's searched, not by drawing it, of course, you can special summon itself out, and then on special summon or normal summon this card, you can then search for a Snake Eye Spell and Trap. This card also, when it's sent to the graveyard, can also put itself into Spell and Trap card zone, letting you be able to send it with Snake Eye Ash or copies of Oak, or even the copies of like the Sinful Spoils Snake Eye, which is really nice, really good that we have it. You don't need to play 3 of this because you don't always want to see it. To be honest, you want to search it more than anything. It is useful as a normal summon, but it's not the greatest. And then we are playing 2 Snake Eye Oak. This card is kind of like Ash, but different. This is a reborn from the graveyard. It also lets you send to summon out your copy of Flame Bird as well. So rather than search from the deck, this one's just a monster reborn, which is really nice because you're able to summon out about your monsters. What's also important to note is Link Karibo in this deck is absolutely insane because all these cards are not able to hit with any kind of targeting negation because you can just tag them out into Link Karibo while Link Karibo is in the graveyard. So definitely important to remember. Very nice. Then we are also playing a level 1, which is Jet Synchron. This is so you can go into your tuners. I guess this is so you can go into your synchros. This is the tuner. It's also level 1 fire, which is really good for synergy. And you guys will see later on why. So the actual in-engine of this deck is very, very tiny, but they do revolve all around this guy right here. So Flame Birch. This guy is your big Snake Eye monster. So let you summon on the field. This is able to put another card in the Spell and Trap card zone, and then during your opponent's turn, you're able to summon out that monster from your Spell and Trap card zone, which is really nice. Also, you have to play 2 of these because of the field spell, which is important. And then when this card leaves the field, or when it's sent to the graveyard, what you can do is special summon 2 level 1 fires from your graveyard. Very, very good with all these cards here, so kind of important to mention. We do know that this card is going to be able to play with Ponix as well, but we're not going to be playing that in this build. This is a pure Snake Eye deck, so definitely important to note. Then to follow suit, we have the 2 Black Witch. You can absolutely play 3 of these, but I wanted to cut down on it. I did found myself not always needing it. Like, yes, Diabellstar and Ash are amazing cards. Having them both in hand, the card's absolutely crazy. But a lot of the times you'll be able to add it back and do some stuff. So really 2 is a perfect ratio for me. I'm always able to add it back from the graveyard. If it's heavy on Runics, I can see you upping it to 3, but for now we're only playing 2. Then for the hand traps, you have lots of non-engine spots. So this is a very heavy hand trap build. This is a 15. We're going to be playing the 3 Ash Blossoms, 3 Veilers, 3 Drone Lockbirds. My Seers are coming in the mail. 3 Ghost Spells, as well as 3 Imperms. So you can 100% replace some of these. You should have to play either Droll and Lockboard or Nib in the main. And then, of course, you can like cut these out, the Veilers. You can put it in Cosmics. Very good this format as well. Or you could put in Talents. But this, I wanted to like focus on like primarity hand traps. So obviously Ash, Bell, Imperm, Droll, and Lockbird, and Nib are really good. Just want to have the maximum variety. Obviously, this is like up to personal preference, and it can switch around awfully a lot. But having 15 hand traps is absolutely crazy in your deck, which is just really consistent. As well as like there's some synergy with Veiler being level 1, being able to send stuff, which I'll be explaining in a minute. And then for spells, we are on the triple Sinful Spoils Wanted poster. So this just lets you get your Diabellstar, and of course lets you get your Recursion. Then we're on the 2 copies of Snake Eye, Sinful Spoils Snake Eye. So not only is this just really good with Wanted, it's actually really good to draw by itself. You can bump this up to 3. I don't find that's really necessary. Playing 2 of it's really nice. It's also in the graveyard. You're able to search for a level 1 fire, which is really cool, which will show off in the side deck. You know, having multiple versions or multiple copies of able to get the stuff, always nice. We are playing the 1 copy of Divine Temple. You can 100% bump this up to 2. I just didn't find that it was absolutely necessary in testing, which was really cool. But happy to really play 2 of these if you want. This helps you kind of play through Nib. You're able to put Flame Burge onto the Spell and Trap card zone, and then if you get Nibbed, you can actually summon out the Flame Burge, and then you can do your stuff, link away with a Nib token as well as Flame Burge, get your monsters bumping back on the field. You can even like Flame Burge back your opponent's Nib, which is really cool. Lots of stuff you can do with this. Don't forget the attack boost as well. And then we are playing the Dramatic Chase. This card is kind of debatably cuttable, but this really helps your Diabellstar, and then of course, you can summon out your stuff as well with it. You can side this out a lot, but I really do enjoy playing the Dramatic Chase. And we are also playing the 1-for-1, which I'll mention. So this is kind of your 3rd copy of Snake Eye. But the thing is, this is a once per turn, this is not. While you're playing so many hand traps in your deck, if you actually end up like opening doubles, a lot of times you can go 1-for-1, send, and then like if they stop, like let's say you stop your Ash, you can go 1-for-1, send, summon out like Populous to be able to search. There's lots of stuff you can do with this, and I felt that was 100% necessary playing the 1-for-1, which is just like another version of Origins or anything else, which is really cool. It also lets you have more consistency, you know, being able to summon out your Ash, and then Ash gets to just search Populous summons itself out, and then you just get to put the ball rolling from there. While we're on the topic of consistency, we are playing the 3 Bonfires. This card's also in the mail. Don't be mad at my commons. Bonfire lets you search for all your cards in your deck. You can activate this effect, search for Populous summon himself out, activate the effect, get to search. You know, really nice. Or if you really want to, you can just even go normal summon out to the, or activate this, search for Ash normal summon, search for Populous. You guys know the deal. This card just helps your consistency pieces. Very nice to do. And then for the last 2 cards, we're playing the 1 Call with the Grave and 1 Betrayal Silvara. This card's really, really nutty. Actually being able to set this and act kind of like an Omni Negate. And then you obviously have Call by the Grave. Ash is really prevalent in this format and getting able to hit all your stuff. So being able to open Call by the Grave and hitting this stuff is really nice as well. It's also really good against Flame Burge. People don't really forget about that. Or even Runics. That's an even 40. Moving on to the side deck, or the extra deck I should say. We're playing the 1 Link Rebo. Absolutely mandatory. You guys are going to see this everywhere. We're playing the other one, Link 1 of our choice. We're going for the Anima. If your opponent doesn't really play correctly, you're able to suck up monsters a lot of the time that you shouldn't be able to, and that helps yourself a lot, especially when it's able to put it into Spell and Trap card zone. And if you have like a Flame Burge or another way to summon it out, looking at you, the Dramatic Chase, it's going to be able to help you a lot, which is really cool. They're on the SP as well as the IP package. IP is very, very important in this build. You know, a lot of times you're going to make IP Flame Burge. You can actually put it in the Spell and Trap card zone, then during your opponent's turn, you summon itself out, and then you can just do stuff from that. Or you can do that same thing with Formula Synchron, which we're going to mention later. There's lots of different versions you can do with this, which is really cool. Then we're on the Hita as well as the Dark Charmer. Absolutely mandatory in every deck, I think. If you're playing a fire deck, you're going to be seeing Hita, and then of course Darkest Dark. Being able to take your opponent's copies of like Diabellstar and then activate the effects is really nice as well. We're playing the Sunlight Wolf as well as the Parmenian Princess. This is another card that came out of the Phantom Nightmare. This card's absolutely insane. Going to be changing how fire decks are played forever. A lot of combos do come with this card, so definitely important to mention. Make sure you read this card, and this card's absolutely insane. You know, bringing back a fire every turn. Once in the graveyard, you can destroy one of your fires as well as your opponent's card when they summon, and then just get their effects off. Very nice. We are on the Selene and Access Code, so this actually the extra deck is very, very flexible. I'll be showing you guys other options as well if you guys don't want to play exactly these. But this is the OTK packet, which is really nice. I'm opting to play it. Obviously, when you go for your Charmers can just summon out anything that you really want. And then, of course, going into a Selene because it's a spellcaster. Lots of spells are going to be in your deck or in your graveyard, so going to be able to boost them up. Then you can just go into a copy of either the like Veiler or even anything else. Like if your opponent has, or if you have a Diabellstar, you get to summon that out and activate the effect. Set one of your good wanted cards, and then you can go for an Access Code if you just have a game right there. And then if you have more stuff, you can actually play during the next turn, you know, adding back with wanted and getting more draws as well. But just kind of like a one-punch OTK line. And then for other OTKs, we are actually playing, I'm just going to be moving these aside. We are also playing the copy of the Sunlight Wolf or Raging Phoenix, as well as the Zealantis. A lot of people are cutting this. I think that's still mandatory right now, as well with how like loose the extra deck is. You know, being able to like do this and go for like whole board wipe, summon it out, going second, and of course having the Phoenix OTK is really, really nice with Princess. But ultimately it is up to you guys. And then we are playing the Synchro package, which is the Formula Synchron, the Boral Savage, as well as the Baron de Fleur. So the purpose of this is that this actually is, well, everything revolves around our copy of Jet. So, Jet plus wherever it's at. Just going to get it out. The package really consists of these cards here. So, Jet plus a Diabell Star gets you into a Savage. This lets you play around a Nib and also having an Omnigate, which is really nice. If you equip your copy of Link Karibo, which you're always going to have, even if you activate in Origins, you can actually send a Link Karibo. It still has a negate, just loses half the attack. Oh no, I lost 150 attack on my Boral Savage. No big deal. And then, of course, Formula Synchron plus any level 1 gets you into a form, or Jet Synchron plus any other card gets you into a Formula Synchron. You get additional draw out of that, and then you can Synchro summon or link it away, and then have Flamebird be able to put it to the spell and trap card zone during your opponent's turn. Special summon it out, get the effect, search or draw a card, Synchro into a Baron, and now you have an Omni-Negate on the field. You get to summon out 2 monsters, level 1 monsters with your Flamebird, which is normally going to be summoning an Ash as well as a Populace. And then you get to search for your card, or, you know, you can actually bring out a copy of Oak and Populace, and then you'll get the Oak and Populace effect. We'll be able to bring back another monster. If you have an IP on the field as well, you can link those all away. Go for a copy of like Appaloosa. Having lots of options you can make, obviously having like 3 of these. If you have the IP in the extra monster zone, you can just bring it back out. And then all of a sudden you just have, you know, a 4-mat Appaloosa, Baron de Fleur, as well as a Savage. But we're not playing Appaloosa right now personally ourselves, but definitely an option you guys can play. Now for the side deck. Obviously, this is up to you guys. It is just for testing. We're playing 3 Nibiru. If you're not playing it in the main deck, you have to play it in the side deck. Very good this format. We're in a very heavy hand trap format, so talents should either be in your main deck or your side deck. I'm opting to side it currently, but this definitely can change. Evenly matched. This card's very good this format. Going to be able to play against like this deck or the Fire King deck. Even against Labyrinth a lot of times. If you're able to evenly them, it helps you out a lot. We hate spell and trap cards. Honestly, I could justify playing this in the main deck. But the problem is what do I cut for my hand traps? I was thinking of maybe cutting like a Bell. But Bell's really good this format as well, especially against Flamebird. You know, hitting that Flamebird with a Bell is just absolutely brutal. Definitely be watch out for these. And then we actually have a little tech with the Origins. So Origins can actually search for anything, which can search for a Kurikara as well as Ash can search for Kurikara. So if you're going second, you know, you have lots of options to get this onto your hand and then just be able to activate the effect, wipe the field that has already activated their effects there. If you have like a lot of times like a Flamebird just activates its effects. IP sometimes has, you've had like Princess or whatever. A lot of the times you can just get the monster off the field, or even like a Garunix, and like they won't be able to XYZ summon if they have, you know, the Sanctuary on the field. So there's lots of options you can do. If you also have like an Ash, when they summon out like Ash and whatever it's called, Populace, they'll activate the effects. It's not huge, but it just gets those bodies off the field, and you just go be able to go for Kurikara. It's also really good against like decks like Purely. I feel like Purely as well as Branded will be on the rise, so like this card's really good against them. And for the final card, for our 15th card, we are playing the Sinful Spoils Subvision Snake Eye. This is actually just able to put cards in the spell and trap card zone, and then Flamebird can actually summon them out, which is really nice. It's not the greatest, which is why it's in the side deck, but I really wanted to test it out in the pure build, which is why it's here. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. And for the other card, I should forget to mention. So your other options are Appaloosa, 100% like guaranteed you can play this card. Same thing with the Heat Soul. You can play the second copy of SP or even a Typhon. If you feel like you're going up against a bunch of decks like Purely and other cards like that, you can definitely go for an Underworld Goddess. You spawn the field a lot in this deck, which is really good. And then you can 100% play Amba Whale. I wanted to play Amba Whale, but I found myself not needing it. But like, yeah, these 4 cards are probably like the cards I would bait the less. But these 2 are 100% like really mandatory. You could 100% cut like these two and put these in. It's like, yeah, you have your OTK line still with your copy of Zealantis and Raging Phoenix, but then you just have your Appaloosa and your Ampho Whale. But the problem was I felt like I had too many Link 4s. So I really wanted to have like an OTK button that's like let me able to climb with any two monsters, because like go into a Hita effect, you know, then go into a Selene effect, access code. That's only two monsters, and I have other cards as well, which is really nice. Flamebird is a big body as well. You know, 53 attack is not something to be quite worried about. And then you get the pop cards too, you know, having two pops and then being able to like attack for game, which is really nice. But definitely options that you guys can think of. If you have any other suggestions, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm excited to see what you guys are cooking up for the next format. Stay safe. Peace.